Jackie, it is great to see you. I still remember several years ago, the first time I had a chance to meet you, I just thought, wow, what poise, what talent for such a young lady. I've had the pleasure of interviewing you 2 more times after that. This makes number 4, and I'm watching how and listening how your career is growing and growing. For 14 years old, I mean, I can't even imagine. I can't even remember what I was doing at 14. But for you, this has got to be incredible, traveling around the world and performing such great music.
It is pretty incredible. I'm really thankful that I can do what I do, and I know that I'm very privileged, and I'm just honored that I can be able to do it.
Now, this new album, Awakening, this is a little different from, say, what you've done in the past, because you're mixing in different types of music. Talk a little bit about the album.
Well, the album has a bunch of different genres, from U2's With or Without You, which is more of like a rocky pop kind of sound, all the way to The Vocalese by Rachmaninoff, which is an opera kind of aria thing. And it's kind of just fun because it gives me the opportunity to kind of show off my different sides of my voice, to experiment and see what I can and can't do. And I'm just excited to see what my fans think of this album, because it's the first time I've done something like it.
So when you were approached to do this, I mean, did you have a chance to choose the songs? Did you have a team of people to choose them? And when this whole idea came out, I mean, what were your thoughts on that?
Well, the way we chose the songs was it was a mixture of me and my team, and we just kind of looked around, thought of songs that I might sound good singing. We made a list, and we listened to them and had me sing through them. And I picked my favorites from those, which is partly one of the reasons why I love this album so much, is because every song on here is a song that I chose, whereas like the last CDs, there'd always be those few songs that the label would throw in and say, oh, you should probably sing this too, you know? But, yeah.
What song would you say off of this album that surprised you the most when you started singing it? And maybe in the beginning you thought, ooh, I don't know, I don't think this is going to sound too good. And then you sang, you went, wow, I love the way this song sounds.
That was probably... it's a hard choice because a lot of the songs were kind of good, like, for me to choose. Maybe it was Memories, because that is more of an orchestral rock kind of thing, and I'm a big fan of Within Temptation, which is their song, and I don't know, I kind of just thought I might not be able to pull it off as well as the band itself does. And I mean, of course I can't because they wrote the song, but it turned out better than I thought it would.
It must be really cool for you when you know you've got these great songs that have already been released before, but you make them your own. That must be a blast for you.
It is. I love making songs my own because when I first get a song, I see it as like a clean slate. So it's like drawing on it, and I can just do whatever I want with the song, and it makes the recording process all the more fun.
Now, how have you been able to handle, like I said, the touring? I assume there's still are you still doing vocal lessons or, vocal training to, keep that voice stellar the way it is, and dealing with school at the same time too?
Well, I never really took vocal lessons. Mm-hmm. It was just kind of me looking around to see if I can find someone who would teach me. But every single time we found someone, they'd take me in either a more Broadway approach or a more opera approach, and I'm kind of right in between. So I really don't have a vocal coach. I have my mom, though, so it's a combination of her and I. And with school, I just do public school, and I just get the work there, and I'll tell the teachers that I'm going to be gone for however long I am. They'll give me the work ahead of time, and I'll just turn in the work late when I get back from the trip. And the kids in school are not that bad. I mean, they're mean, of course, but what can you do? I do have friends that get me through it, and that's all I need.
Well, just remember you've got another friend who is right there next to you, so I'm right there for you. And don't worry about them. When you're up there on stage, I mean, you are, like I said, such a talent. And, I mean, it must be great when you are standing on stage and you see all those people and they're smiling and they're applauding because they love the gift that you're giving them, which is, of course, your great voice and your great talent.
Yeah, that's partly why I love singing so much, is because when they're cheering for me and when they say things like, oh, you made me cry, or my daughter loves you, things like that make me really determined to keep singing and to keep being an inspiration to kids younger than me or girls my age, because I do want to have that opportunity to be a good inspiration for people.
So what advice can you give those folks who look up to you and follow your career and they want to follow their dreams no matter what it is, whether it's on stage, in business, whatever they want to do? What advice can you give them?
I would probably say that I know this from experience. There are a lot of people who are going to try to beat you down and say that you're not good. And you have to completely ignore those and only listen to the opinions of the people that you trust and that you know love you just as much as you love them. And once you build enough confidence, you just have to keep going from there and never, ever give up and just keep following your dreams.
You're here to that. I know we're going to have to wrap this up very soon, but because of the way this style of album is, do you think in the future you may be going maybe even further, maybe a little bit more pop in the future? Or do you think the classical, the Broadway, that's the kind of stuff that you may stick around and do?
I don't really know what the future will hold, but I do know that I'm going through an experimental stage of my voice, so there might be, but I do know that classical crossover is where I'd prefer to stick mainly.
Yeah, no, and you know what? They've had it where you had classical artists and pop artists sing together, so that might be something in the future. Mm-hmm. So what are the chances that we're going to get you up here in Canada? Cross fingers, we're going to get you back here in Toronto.
Well, I do have a date in Toronto in May, the 22nd, and I'm really excited.
Fantastic. And I do believe, it's going to be at the Sony Center?
Yes, it will be. And the concerts are just going to consist of the songs from this album, Awakening, and then my past albums as well. I'm excited for this concert and these tours because this album gave me the opportunity to kind of experiment concert-wise as well, so I'll be doing some different things in my concerts, and I'm excited for that.
Fantastic. I am excited for you. Congratulations on this album. Congratulations on its success, and I cannot wait till you and I talk again for the next album. Congrats.
Thank you so much.